What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football Menaces Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. The guys are here again. As always, Steven, Ryan, and myself. We are going to take you guys through the review of a clinical Chelsea performance. See them edge past Luton Town 3-2 at Kenilworth Road on Saturday as Mauricio Pochettino breathed a huge sign of relief at the final. As the final whistle was blown. And also, we're going to look into your New Year aspiration or your New Year resolution. We'll look into that. And also, guys, if you're watching us live, wherever you're watching us from, we, Steven, and I, Ryan, we want to wish everyone a happy New Year. Let us know what your resolutions are in the comment section below and what your thoughts are on the big game. A game that just went over, I would suggest, on Saturday between Luton Town and Chelsea. We're going to discuss Nuni Madueke again performing on the highest stage. We will talk about Cole Palmer, icy cold Cole Palmer, how good he's been for Chelsea this season. Was it a loss for Pep Guardiola, or was he a gain was he a gain for Chelsea Football Club? This is a review for the game on Saturday. We'll be here watching you, reading all your comments as you send them in. Get involved. Don't just sit down and watch. Get involved in the comment section below. So, yes, we'll be right back in a second as we take you through the review. Welcome back again to Football Menaces Live. We are reviewing the game on Saturday. Some other Premier League games. We can also look at it over here. And we've seen some upsets in the Premier League. And we're going to look at the Premier League table where Chelsea are married to the 10th place. And with a good, with a good run of form, they could end up catching up in the top four because it is very, very, very tight up there. And even the middle. A lot of teams are having pretty much the same points. So Chelsea can get to top four if they swing or they have a good form or they have a good run. So let me invite our friends here. Happy New Year. I'm very, very happy to see Ryan and Steven right here. A New Year day. I got these two guys here. Happy days. Mr. Ryan, let me welcome my brother Ryan first and before Steven. Mr. Ryan, welcome back again to your channel. Take us through what your New Year is like today.
Thank you, Nee. Happy New Year to everyone affiliated with the channel. Please continue to show support to me, Stephen, and Blueclouds Media in this new year. I'm sure there's a lot of brilliant content to come. And for me, today's been quite busy. Just got some private life stuff going on, which I mentioned to you before we went live. Listen, it's a fresh year, a new beginning, maybe for Chelsea. Let's see. And I'm looking forward to it. Please continue to like and subscribe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. You guys hear him. He's very, very busy. New year, he's going to be as much, very, very busy. Welcome, my brother, Mr. Steven. Happy New Year and welcome back again to your channel.
Happy New Year. How's everyone
Happy New
doing?
Year. Good, good, good. Good so far.
Yeah. Any big day for your Michigan Wolverines?
Absolutely. We saw how badly the Lions, got cheated. Yeah,
That was
daylight robbery. Very, very. I mean, there's so many things going on right now. They have to review and look at those officials and see what's next on them. But yeah, that's American football, by the way. But let's discuss Queen of England football. Yes, soccer they call it in here in America. I will start that from Steven because Steven's Chelsea. Steven, there are still a lot of problems with Chelsea Football Club. They had a very, very good performance. They were cruising until the final stages of the game where they led to in. They were looking very, very tired. Or I don't know if the substitution that disorganized the team balance. I'm not so sure if that was the problem. Enzo Fernandez came in and this Chelsea started conceding goals. I don't know. I'm not putting any blame on Enzo Fernandez, but there is still something wrong. I still don't see Petrovic to be the guy. I still don't see, and because I have my reason. He's not a guy that if Chelsea is going to build that play from the back, Petrovic wouldn't be the guy. And concentration wasn't there. But I mean, with positivity, I would say it was a very, very good performance from the guys. We know Luton Town had 2 consecutive wins at their home ground, and Chelsea went there. They beat big teams at their home ground, but Chelsea went there and it looked so easy for them. Steven, you watched the game. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can only judge based on the second half, which is really annoying. I still need to watch the first half back. But from what I saw, we were in control for the most part. And that's what I've been hearing from people who were able to see the whole game as well. They said majority of the game were in control. I think it's just one of those things where we've had it multiple times this season where the players just... I think it's due to like inexperience, maybe, and maybe just being like a young team. Like they sort of switch off at times when they really shouldn't. We had the quote from Poch. What was it? Not the last game, a couple games ago, where he said that he was basically trying to sort of get the team to switch on because he could see the goal was coming. That was... I think that was the Palace game. I remember us talking about it. And essentially he said he could see the goal coming. And he was trying to get it across to the players. So, yeah, I think it was just one of those moments. They're a young team. They'll learn from it. And look, for the most part, we're looking better now. We've got, I think the next game's Preston and FA Cup next week. Then I think it's Fulham, and then I think it's Carabao Cup. So we got some games where we can sort of start to build momentum. Obviously, Salah's going to AFCON as well, so Liverpool will be down a very key player when we play them at the end of January.
Nicholas
So
Jackson.
hopefully we take advantage of that, and then we can really start to get pushing up the table, especially just quickly. Like a lot of the teams around us are going to be missing a couple of key players that could really impact them. You look at Tottenham, Son's going to the Asia Cup because the Asia Cup's on at the same time as AFCON. And then they've got a couple other key players going as well. I think that Pat Matasar's going, and he's been absolutely quality for them. So, yeah, it's time for us to push on. I mean, I was nervous towards the end because obviously we gave away 2 goals in 7 minutes. But yeah, for the most part, from what I saw, we were good. And yeah, I trust that we'll build on it and get some momentum going now. Just quickly, yeah, so it's Preston, then it's Middlesbrough away for the first leg, Fulham at home in the league, Middlesbrough at home for the second leg, then Liverpool home. That's our January. there should be, I should say, an FA Cup fourth round game in there as well, because we should get past Preston, no doubts, and no question, brother.
Definitely, I do agree with you. I mean, with the squad that Mauricio Pochettino have, definitely you expect them to skip past the Champions League, a championship team, beg your pardon. So, thank you very much, Stephen G, for giving us a rundown on the review of Saturday's game. We'll come back again and look at it, the nitty-gritty setting and talking points on the game. Yes, I agree with you. I was just watching the game before coming up, starting the show. I watched the whole entire game, and then Chelsea were in control from the first half to the second half, where you could see when the first goal being disallowed by Newton Town, that was being scored by I think Adebayo.
That was the header, wasn't it?
Well, it was a header. It was being disallowed. You could tell the pressure was coming. It was coming. The goal was coming. You could see the goal was coming. Right after that, another shot from Ross Barkley. Goalkeeper saved it. It was coming. The goal was coming. You could see it. Stephen, if you sit behind the TV, you could tell there's a goal coming, and Chelsea have to wake up. They never wake up. They conceded, and they conceded another one again. So let me go to Mr. Ryan, big Liverpool fan. Ryan is here with me. He's going to take us through the talking point on Chelsea's game and Chelsea's performance. The review is right here. Mr. Ryan, how did you see the game, or what have you read about Chelsea's game on Saturday?
Yeah, so I watched it live, and also I caught the highlights yesterday as well, the extended highlights. And yeah, I mean, I agree with both yourself and Stephen. Chelsea mostly had control. Two beautiful goals, three beautiful goals. But I really, in particular, liked Madueke's and then Cole Palmer's second goal, where he dribbled and just showed so much composure. The first Chelsea goal was just a terrible Luton mistake. The guy cleared it, blinded, just cleared the ball, and it went straight to Cole
Palmer's
Palmer's feet
at the same time.
Yeah, it was just horrible defending. But yeah, I thought it was a game that Chelsea mostly Boston had control of. But you could see signs. I remember when it was 2-0 that Luton was starting to grow belief, and they were starting to threaten. And I think what would disappoint Chelsea is, both goals that Luton scored came from crosses, and a lot of their threat and opportunities came from crosses from wide areas. So that's something Chelsea need to really. It's been a bit of an Achilles heel, I think, for you this season. Not just in the Luton game, but in previous games. You have to stop the source, stop these crosses coming into the box, and then centre backs, full backs, they need to man mark. Whether it's man to man marking or zonal marking, they need to be more organised. These are cheap goals that you're conceding. And for a game that, you were 3-0 up and cruising, at the end you were sort of hanging on a bit. And, if you had conceded the third goal, it would have been, same Chelsea, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. But in terms of attacking play, I thought Jackson was brilliant for the Palmer second goal. Just the way he counter-attacked and then threaded that through ball. I thought Noni Madueke was excellent as well, out wide. Just his distribution, his crossing, his finish for his goal. And Palmer as well. Just what can I say? He's becoming Chelsea's star boy, as they call it. Ice cold Cole Palmer. He's the man right now.
Thank you very much.
I should mention me to the Chelsea goalkeeper as well, because he made a couple of good saves. Even though he conceded 2 goals, he made a couple of very good saves.
Thank you very much. Petrovic is the goalkeeper's name. Petrovic is the guy in goal post. He made some good saves, very, very good save. The one that he has to, I think, hit the crossbar and it went out. He made some good saves, but I'm saying that all that I'm trying to arrive at, that he's a guy. I've seen the reason why we have Sanchez. Sanchez is a bit better than him in terms of building up from the play, which Petrovic is not. A lot of these.
I actually disagree on that.
You do. I mean, you have every right to disagree. I felt like he was hooping the ball a lot compared to passing it out from the back. I saw many of the hoop of the ball. If you see the first half, maybe some of the second half also, you can see that he's a little bit uncomfortable playing out from the back. So
I think it was more of a game plan situation of we know that we've been shaky at the back. So we're leading. There's no need for us to actually play out from the back constantly. We've seen him play out the back and play out at the back well, even when he's under pressure, which is exact thing Sanchez has struggled with. It's actually one of the things we've praised him for a couple of times now. But I think it was just one of those things of we know that Luton have given all the big teams that have gone there, they've given them a real good game. So I think it was more of why are we going to take our chances when we know how well they've done at home and just constantly play out from the back? So, like, we're leading 2-3-0. So long as you win the second ball, you're fine. You just go long, win the second ball, and then you're good.
Okay.
That's my view on it anyway.
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
it's
from what I
understandable.
remember, the very quickly, Luton definitely improved when they made substitutions. They bought Ogbene.
So he Chung and someone else at half time, wasn't it?
Yeah, half time. You could definitely see that gave them impetus and momentum, and they improved second half. But I agree with Stephen. I think Chelsea should have shown a bit more game management when they got the 3-goal lead. Just keep possession, slow the tempo down. You're away from home. Keep your shape. They were just a little bit too open and were vulnerable to counterattacks.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Before we move on with the conversation, let me acknowledge these viewers that we have on the platform, rocking the comment section. My moderator of the year. Happy New Year, 1207. 1207. Thank you very much for being on the platform. He said, "Hello, bro. Hello to you too, and big up to yourself." Cole Palmer is what he just said. Hello, Nizayon, Stephen, Stephen, and Ryan. I hope you're all well today. Happy New Year. I'm joining you from work today. Very busy, but trying to listen along. Thank you very much. I123 love you for being busy and still, listening along. And also happy New Year to you too yourself. I123 and 1207. 1207 said Petrovic mentality, even at worst situation, is strong, which I doubt from Sanchez. At least we are relieved from baby passing what we expect from Sanchez. Thank you very much, 1207, for your comment. Is Stephen Man United fan? No.
Never.
Stephen
Could never be one of them.
No, Stephen is a Chelsea fan. Ryan is a Liverpool fan. We have Ryan and we have Scala United. Yeah, Herbert. He's also a Manchester United fan, but probably he will join later because sometimes I don't know if he's. Says a camera. Is my camera frozen?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
right. Am I frozen?
I know for a fact that on my end it's frozen. It has been. Now it's moving again.
I've been moving, Stephen. I've been moving my
It
hand.
is now. It is now. But for the last 10 or so seconds, it was definitely frozen.
Ryan, is Stephen telling the truth?
Oh wow, man doubts me. Okay, I see how it is.
No, I'm not doubting you, Stephen. You know what I mean. I'm trying to see if his side he sees something different, Mr. Ryan. Because on my screen over here, I've been moving all this while. You get what I mean?
Yeah. See, for me, it's frozen again now.
I don't know what I see. For guys, if you're watching, let me know what you guys see. Do you see me moving now? Or am I frozen? Stephen, I'm still frozen on your side, right?
Yeah. But the weird thing is, I can still hear clear as day, like how you're speaking and what you're saying.
Okay. 1207. Can you see me moving? Camera. Stephen, am I still frozen?
At this second, yes.
1207. Am I moving or frozen? Let me know.
Ryan has just messaged us saying that for him your camera is also frozen.
He said that no, man. I'm not am I frozen or I think he said it means no. See, I'm not. He said it says
No,
you're
he said
frozen.
you're frozen.
Okay. Then I know it's me. Thank you. I just
Yeah,
want to
Ryan
know
also
Steven
said
was
it as well.
Ryan said you okay, Ryan said your camera is full.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Let me refresh my link. Steven, take over for just about 5 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. So 1207. I'm definitely not a United fan. I'm actually a Chelsea season ticket holder. As Nee said, we do have a United fan that sometimes comes on the platform, so maybe we'll see him later or within the next few shows, maybe. Yeah, so just touching on that, yeah, maybe we'll see the United fan in the next few shows.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take the next comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Guys, I want to know from you, guys that what went wrong in Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest match. Even with experienced players, they are not creating chances. I don't know. I just feel like that's been United all season. I can't really pinpoint anything specifically, other than the fact that I think that's just them. I said it when Scarlett joined us. Skylar. My brain's not working today.
Scala
Forgive
United.
me.
Yeah, Scala.
Yeah, forgive me. Brain don't want to work this this current second. But yeah, I said it when they joined before, and they said like about us being in similar situations, if I remember rightly, was the difference being we don't have as much experience. We've got maybe 3-4 players you can probably name that are experienced. Whereas Man United, it's all about experience. There's very few players that are inexperienced. So you have to look at Ten Hag and the tactics and the way they're playing on their side of things. That's the way I think. I think it's down to the manager. I don't think he really has a plan A or a plan B, to be honest. Normally it's they don't have a plan B. I don't even think he's got a plan A. They've been a mess all season. Like, genuinely, that's why I felt confident going into the United game, despite our whole Old Trafford curse, if you want to use that word, where we hadn't won there for like 12 years, because they'd been playing terrible. And then United at Old Trafford strike again.
Did you see them rat? Did you see them rat on the pitch,
issue.
Steven?
On
social media, I saw there was a picture of a rat on the field.
Oh, no, that was Man City. That was Etihad.
Oh, Etihad. Okay, I thought it was Manchester United. All right, thank you.
No, Etihad, not Old Trafford. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I think it was actually a mouse, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I saw that on social media, but yeah, that was quite funny.
Yeah, the joke was that mouse has got more minutes for Man City this season than Calvin Phillips. I think that was a joke.
Good one.
A good one there. All right, guys. So we'll be looking at the Premier League table so far. We'll be looking. This is what you see now in mid-table from top to the middle of the table. Then we'll look all the way down and what it's looking like. The Reds, Mr. Ryan and his people, Liverpool are on top of the league table with 42 points. Aston Villa, second position with 42 points. So that's what I've been saying. It's not far. I mean, the gap between the top four is not far off. So any good performance from any club can find themselves in the top 4 position. Liverpool, Aston Villa, Manchester United, 3rd position with 40 points. Arsenal with 4th position with 40 points. Also, Tottenham Hotspur's 5th position, 39. West Ham United, 6th position with 33. Manchester United, with all their bad performance, losing back to back. They're still on the 7th position, where it's my Chelsea still at 10th. United with 31 points. Brighton and Hove Albion with 8 positions, sitting 30th in the Premier League log. We have Newcastle United 29th, sitting 9th on the Premier League table. Chelsea, my motherland. I call them Chelsea, my motherland. 29 points. married to the 10th place. Wolverhampton Wanderers, 28 points, sitting 11th. Bournemouth Football Club, who lost. I think they lost to Tottenham Hotspurs, 25 points, sitting 12th. And Fulham, who won against Manchester United over the weekend, sitting, having 25 points on the 12th position. Then we have a Crystal Palace, Ray Houston and his boys struggling, but they're very, very dodgy football club. You can't really predict what kind of Crystal Palace you're going to watch on the day. They are 21 points, sitting 14th. Nottingham Forest, 20 points. Anthony Alanga's helped his team beat Manchester United over the weekend, sitting 15th with 20 points. Brentford Football Club, Ivan Toney and his manager, Thomas Frank, having 19, and then sitting 16th in the Premier League. Everton, Sean Dyche and his boys are 17th. They are 17th position with 16 points, although they've been deducted 10 points away from them. They've been performing very, very well. I think it was a blessing for them to be deducted that much of a point to give them the morale to start playing better. Luton Town, if you look at the relegation zone, it is 3 clubs fighting down there, but we see that Sheffield United will definitely be gone. Luton Town are fighting very, very hard. I see them surviving. Burnley Football Club is also there. So Luton Town 18th, for Burnley 19th, and Sheffield United 20th. Before we move away from the Premier League log, let me ask Ryan and Steven, do they see Luton Town surviving? Do you see Luton Town surviving?
I don't know. I feel like they've played all the big teams at home now. So if they can get the results at home to the teams around them and put up the fight like they have against the bigger teams, they should definitely pick up some wins at home. And then that's where you need to be. Like, if you're picking up your wins at home, you're in a very strong position to survive. I think Everton will get their deduction reduced as well. So I don't think Everton will be there come the end of the season as well. I think there's a possibility that Luton survive, but like I said, if they'll have to keep up the fight that they've shown against the bigger teams in order to do that. But you look at that there in terms of the top part of the table. You look at the form of the teams around Chelsea if you scroll down ever so slightly, and then you factor in some of the players that are going to be missing from those teams, AFCON and the Asia Cup or whatever it's called. We're 11 points behind Tottenham right now, but with them missing Son, who's obviously their main attacker, Papametasar, who's been quality for them, and I can't remember the other player, but I think it was another key player. We could easily close on them as well. West Ham, I think they're going to start dropping points, and we're only 5 off of them. We got Newcastle playing Liverpool tonight, which is an 8 p.m. kickoff by UK time. And then I think Brighton play Newcastle soon as well. So that means only one team can pick up 3 points there as well.
Yeah.
So I think within the next 4 Premier League matches, which is about the time that the Asia Cup and AFCON go on, I think we could really move up the table. I think we could be up 3-4 positions in 4 games. Liverpool got miss Salah, as I touched on at the start, and they also got miss Endo. I don't really think Endo's a big miss, to be honest.
He doesn't even start, so
which is mad, right? You've gone out, you've bought him because you had no DM, and then you're still not playing him. But yeah, at the end of the day, Salah's got to be the big miss, and probably the biggest miss of anyone in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be a testing time, because obviously Liverpool were right up there for the title race as well. So that's got to be what sort of decides it for me, is how they do without Salah. Because if they struggle without Salah, then they're in big, big trouble. Not to quote Mourinho intentionally or anything, but you know, it happens sometimes. But yeah, that's why I know we're at Anfield when we play them on the 31st of January. But without Salah, and if we play like we have against them at the start of the season and the majority of the big teams, again, I've said it before, the only big team we haven't performed against is Man United at Old Trafford, and Old Trafford's a bogey ground for us. So if we perform like we did against every one of the others when we go to Anfield and they've got no Salah, we should be getting something there. We should at least get a point there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. With the bad performance of Manchester United, we still go there and struggle. We should at least. I mean, United will be coming to Stamford Bridge somewhere and soon, so we'll look into that match. We'll look into that. But before I let Mr. Ryan come in, go through the Premier League table. Let me see what we have here. Big up to Metal Face Doom UTC. Happy New Year to you, my brother. Big up to Makim. Also, Happy New Year to you, my brother. And then let me see what we have here. 1207 said Victor Osimhen looking impossible January, but we can do pre-agreement. What is it? Okay. We can do pre-agreement just as we did with Nkuku earlier, as spending more than 100 million looking impossible. Coming from him. Then another one coming from him says, what's your thoughts on new centre back we are looking for? And a report are coming in that owners are not convinced with the current place they are looking alternative. Okay, they're looking for an alternative for Disasi. That's what his report are saying. It's crazy, man. We just bought this player and we're looking for it to replace him again. Makim's greetings. Says big up me and everyone else out there. Big up to you too, Makim. They all say Happy New Year to you. 1207 says I think Liverpool will struggle 100% without Salah. It's like Chelsea playing without Eden Hazard for them. Yes, we know Liverpool would definitely struggle a bit with Mo Salah, but I think Jurgen Klopp is preparing the team without Salah. That's what he's trying to do. But let's see. We haven't seen much of Diaz. Diaz has been Steve. I think Rang said he's been injured one way or the other, but maybe you might see Diaz coming back to play on the left hand side. He's very, very electrifying when I see him play. So over to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, let's talk about the Premier League table a little bit, and we can also look into some of the weekend matches where Luton Town lost 2-3 to Chelsea, Aston Villa 3, Burnley 2. Wolverhampton 103, Everton 0, Manchester City cruising 2-0 to Sheffield United. You may think that Manchester City were going to record maybe 5-6-0 victory, but then it never looked like that. Just 2 goals is what is called against Sheffield United relegation team. Crystal Palace 3, Brentford 1, and Nottingham Forest 2, Manchester United 1. Take us through the table and some of these surprising lineup over the weekends, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if we scroll to the top, it's a very pretty sight right now. Liverpool Football Club, top of the tree, top of the Premier League. Unexpectedly as well, because I thought a lot of us thought Arsenal would beat Fulham yesterday and they'd be top going into the new year. And yeah, I think we were speaking about this yesterday off stream. Liverpool always have had a very good attack. This season it's Nunez, Gakpo, Jota, Salah. They're all chipping in with goals. Diaz as well, who's come back from injury. But the key driver that's put us top of the table is the defence. You look at that goals conceded, goals against column, 16. It's a lot less than all the other teams, all the other top teams. We're keeping clean sheets. We're not conceding goals. The big question, the $1 million question is, can we continue to defend that well for the remainder of the season, the second half of the season? I have my doubts. I have to be honest, I have my doubts. We're entering a pretty tough run of fixtures coming up. We have to play Newcastle tonight, Arsenal in the FA Cup, Fulham, who are outstanding against Arsenal. Yesterday, we've got the Carabao Cup, 2 legs against Fulham. Bournemouth, who are a form team, they're playing well. So we've got a tough run of fixtures. And then we eventually have to play you at the end of this month, Liverpool, Chelsea at Anfield. We know that we have injury issues with Robertson out. Tsimikas is out as well. There was some news today that Liverpool have recalled one of their young left backs, Owen Beck, who was on loan at a Scottish team, Dundee Football Club.
Mhm.
He has been recalled purely because we're just lacking defensive numbers right now, and we need cover, especially at fullback. We're not going to go into the market and sign somebody to replace Tsimikas or Robertson. So, yeah, I really do have my doubts. I wish we can continue to defend this well and keep clean sheets and, continue to be top of the Premier League, but it's going to be a really, really tough ask. And then kind of moving on from Liverpool, Aston Villa.
Before you move on from
me.
Liverpool, are there any links or signings Liverpool are looking forward to make in the January transfer window? If
I
you've
would
heard
be
anything?
I would be surprised if
Okay.
we signed anyone. That's the kind of consensus and the noises coming out of the club is that no, we don't have the money to unfortunately sign anyone. Possibly loans. We are recalling our players, like I said, from loans, existing loans, but it's unlikely that we're going to sign anyone in January.
All right. So it's unlikely that Liverpool might sign anyone in a January transfer. Over the weekend, Stephen, there were so many surprises in the Arsenal. Arsenal struggling badly this time. We were thinking that the performances that they put up last season, they will continue with that. They will continue that, and even this time will be a little more easy for them. But if you look at how things are going, the bookmakers have everything on Manchester United and Manchester City to win the Premier League this season. They are struggling themselves. You may think that it should be easy for us now. It's the coming of Declan Rice and us, and then also the inclusion of Kai Havertz. Is it becoming a bad signing for for Arsenal? Is that a problem why they're struggling?
Is who a bad signing? Sorry, I got a phone call as you were like mid speaking.
Yeah. I was sorry, Stephen. This question goes to Ryan. Ryan will be done with that. Then it comes back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan. If you're still there, if not, then Stephen can go ahead and take it.
Well,
Yeah.
what was the question about Arsenal? About
Yeah,
their form?
Arsenal. I was asking why they're performing so badly. They brought in Declan Rice, who we thought he could come in and change things for Arsenal Football Club. They let go Granit Xhaka. They brought in Declan Rice, and they also brought in 70 million big money for Kai Havertz. It hasn't worked out well. What is the problem with Arsenal now, Mr. Ryan, in your
Yeah, I
opinion?
mean, just to kind of summarize and not take up too much time.
Yeah.
It's definitely multiple factors. I think the business they did in the summer, they didn't address the key problem, which was up front. They needed to bring in a striker. You can't win a Premier League with Gabriel Jesus playing up front. Even Man City didn't do that. They played him out wide, or he played as a false nine for them when they won the Premier Leagues. Havertz, I think, is kind of imbalanced the team. I think it's had a detrimental impact on Odegaard especially. And that's the other issue is there's too many individual players in that team that are not producing the same levels as last season. Odegaard, especially Martinelli, Saka. These attacking players were absolutely flying. They were on amazing form last season. Goals, assists, it's all dried up for them this season. And then recently, last couple of games, they are starting to wobble at the back. It's very noticeable. They're very vulnerable to counterattacks. Set pieces. Last season, Arsenal were the best defensively from set pieces. They did not concede hardly any goals from corners and set plays. Suddenly they're conceding chances and goals. They look vulnerable from every corner kick or free kick. And definitely stubbornness of Arteta in terms of, I don't agree with timings of his substitutions he's making, certain team selections, especially recently. I think they're a team under big pressure. And yeah, it would be very interesting to see how they react now. You know, they were top at Christmas and they're now fourth.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is.
In the space of 5 days, they went from first to fourth. That's the funny thing.
It really is.
I mean, last season you could tell that there was so much togetherness between the goalkeeper and the defenders, especially Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm sure that's the name, but Gabriel Magalhaes, and then Aaron Ramsdale in the goal post. There was, and then also the work rate of Ben White and I think William Saliba was so high last season, where they do not give a lot away yet last season, and they did not care about luck. They were not worried about luck. But this season, they've had 5 games where they've won it, and it was all luck that played role in those games that they won. We saw the one, I think, either Sheffield United or Luton Town, where Declan Rice have the last minute to go in injury time, where Declan Rice had that goal. So they've been happy. They've had that luck. Chelsea haven't had that luck. And I told you that this Saturday and Sunday, all teams that have had luck and beginning of this season, the luck is gone and it's now coming to Chelsea. So, Mr. Steven, over to you. We have some dodgy results in the weekend. Luton Town 2, Chelsea 3. It's not a dodgy result, but if you look at the one from Wolverhampton, I wouldn't say it's a dodgy result either. But Nottingham Forest beating Manchester United, and Arsenal Football Club losing again. Steven, what's going on with United and Manchester United?
You mean United and Arsenal?
Oh, United and Arsenal. Thank you very much.
Yeah. As I touched on earlier when we were mentioning United, they've been shaky all season. They literally they have those players that have the experience that can pop up in a moment that they can just grab a goal, even when they've been poor, which is, let's be frank here, that's been 9 out of 10 of their matches this season. They've been absolutely poor, and they've somehow managed to scrape a point or get 3 points out of nowhere. So that's United all season. It's about time their luck started to run out. It's just very much a shame that it wasn't Alanga that got the winner, because that would have cut them real deep. If it was Alanga that got it, given that they'd sold him for, I think it was £17 million in the summer.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I always say it, Arsenal or Spurs at the top of the table is like an elephant on top of the tree. You don't know how it got there. You know inevitably it's going to fall. And that fall happened really quick. It happened in the space of 5 days. You went from top to fourth. Thank you, Arsenal. You provided me with some Christmas and New Year entertainment, and for that, I am very appreciative. But I think one of the glaring issues, Kai Havertz. I think that's one of the glaring issues. That and the fact that Jesus, I don't think, has been great since he signed for them. He was all right to begin with, but then I feel like he's dropped off. And then on top of that, you got to look at the fact that, Jesus hasn't been great, but Nketiah, when he's got his chance, he's sort of taken it. So, yes, they very much like Chelsea need someone who's experienced and clinical up top, because I don't think Jesus is that guy for them. Like, I don't think Jackson at the moment is that guy for us. I think he'll probably be better off in his more natural position on the wing. But I think that and Havertz are the two glaring issues for them, because no one really knows where Havertz plays. And then I said to him, Ryan sent us a thing about overrated players and stuff like that. I said Havertz, because as soon as he goes on his little runs where he gets a couple of good performances, which as Chelsea fans, we know this happens once or twice a season for about 4 or 5 games, everyone's raving about him. He's the next big thing. He's going to come back and resurrect his career like he was at Leverkusen. Every time. It happens every time. It happened with some of the Chelsea fan base. It happened in this season already with the Arsenal fan base a couple of times. So that's why I had him as overrated on the thing that Ryan had us doing. Because I know from experience, it ain't going to last. He don't do it. He does it for a couple of games, then he goes missing again. I used to literally sit in my seat in the stadium at home games and go, oh, he's on a good run. I wonder what game that ends. This one or the next one. Because that's how predictable he is. You got to feel sorry for them. They bought Yuri and Timber. He got injured in the first Premier League game, so you got to feel sorry for them there. I think he would have been a big, big impact. I genuinely do. So it's a shame for them that he's missing.
How unfortunate can you be by a very, very good player and then get injured and he's out for the rest of the season? That's a big blow. I mean,
the funny thing is, you look at it, right? So they bought 3 players for, give or take, when you factor in add-ons, we're talking about 200 million, 210 million when you include add-ons. I say that because I don't want to do a media thing and go, they spent 200 million. I know it's 200 with add-ons. I just don't know what their guaranteed money is. So I'm not going to try and guess what the guaranteed money is. But I needed to touch on that fact. One of them is injured. Probably the one that could have had the biggest impact for them. Because their midfield, I thought, was fairly solid last year. So that's the issue there. You've got Havertz in for, I think, 65 million. And I'm pretty sure that was the total they paid for him. And they'd sold Xhaka and Balogun for a combined 61.5 or something like that. So you've spent all of what you got from Xhaka and Balogun and then some change on Kai Havertz of all players. That
it would have been better they kept Xhaka. What Xhaka is doing. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, that's shocking business, man. How you gonna do that?
Ask Edu. Edu is making those business. Ask him.
Don't get me wrong, he's done some good business, yeah. But that is shocking. It's like, come on now. You've got so many other players that you could have gone for, right? And you've chosen to go for them. You've chosen to go for him, rather.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to quickly check something because I'm actually quite interested in this. Declan Rice compared to Kai Havertz in the Premier League this season. This should be funny.
Go for it,
because I know Rice has got 3 or 4 goals, I think. Yeah.
So you found it?
Season, right?
Yeah.
Rice has played 20 games and Havertz has played 19. Bear in mind, Havertz is more of an attacker style player. Havertz has 4 goals, 1 assist. How many do you think Declan Rice has in the Premier League?
Havertz has how many goals?
Havertz has 4 goals with 1 assist in 19 appearances for Arsenal this season.
Yeah.
Declan Rice, obviously not as attacking, has played 1 more game with 20. How many goals do you think he's got? You think he's got 2?
Yeah.
Rice has 3. He's got 1 less goal than Kai Havertz, and he's got the same number of assists. Oh, man.
I was close. Brilliant. I was close. I was very close.
But this is what I mean. And you look at the goals that he scored. Rice has scored them 2-match winners. Let's not forget that. He scored the one, I think it was the one against Luton, and then against Man United or Man City at the Emirates as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
So he's actually done more for them in the fact that he's actually won them games with his goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to think that he's the more defensive type out of the 2. And he's the one that's actually helped them the most. Yeah, he scored against Luton in the 97th minute, which was actually technically a minute over what they initially added. Against us, he got the first goal because Sanchez is an absolute donkey, which helped them secure a point, by the way. And then he got the second goal, which was in the 96th minute against Man United, which would be deemed the goal that is the game winner because it's the goal that gave them the lead. So he's got them 2 game winners, and he also got them the first goal towards a comeback against us because our keeper's a donkey.
I mean, look at all these numbers that you mentioned, Stephen. It's mind-blowing numbers. Those players that they brought in to come and help win the title hasn't been that impressive. You know, Declan Rice have had some good games and where he won his goals, win the game for Manchester Arsenal. But then I think it's not good enough. They conceded too many goals and they looks very, very vulnerable. The back is always very shaky. The consistency, the togetherness that we saw last season is not there this season. Havertz hasn't helped. He scored a couple goals, but you expect if a team spend 70 million on a player, you expect to give more goals than what he had so far. And he's had a lot of Premier League experience also, we should know that. A lot of Premier League experience from Havertz and Declan Rice. And those two hasn't really, affect the games. They haven't really played that much to help Manchester Arsenal Football Club. But going back to Manchester United, if you realize how much money they spend on these couple players like Rafael Varane, 41 million and 80.2 million add-ons alone, and he makes 340,000 a week. He makes 717 million 680 a year. That is a lot of money for a player that is almost done in his career. And I realized that I've seen an update on Rafael Varane. Either he take a pay cut or he goes as a free agent. United will take a loss on him. Then another player we're going to talk about, I'm not so sure what Manchester United scouters are there doing. They are not scouting very, very well. They paid 95 million, and then they have a 4.7 million add-ons for Anthony. Anthony makes 200,000 a week. He makes 10 million 400 a year. That's what Anthony makes here, and he hasn't performed. They'll be better off to keep Alanga, who plays much better on both sides, the right or left hand side. He plays much better there. Than keeping, what's his name, Anthony, Brazilian Anthony, who has been very, very poor for Manchester United. So, guys, we're still continuing and going on, looking at the Premier League and the review for Chelsea's game. If you're just watching us here, having said this, do me a favor, do this for us real quick whilst we are reviewing the weekend games. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sorry for pushing wrong buttons, but yes, welcome back again to Football Menaces Live, where we review the weekend games regarding Chelsea Football Club and some surprising results in the Premier League. That is what we're still looking at. We are back again. I'm not sure if Mr. Ryan is back. Steven, any more you want to add to it, to Chelsea's game, or any surprising results in the Premier League you want to talk about?
Not really. I mean, the United one wasn't exactly a shock because, like I say, they've been playing terribly basically all season. Fulham beating Arsenal was kind of a shock, but then I really don't think that Arsenal have been that great recently. So, sort of is a shock, but not really. The shocking thing is the fact that they somehow managed to go from first to fourth in 5 days. That's the shocking thing.
Arsenal,
there's not really much to add. I feel like I've touched on Arsenal and Man United and Chelsea. But yeah, just quickly, the one thing I will say is that, I was saying with Luton, I think they've played all the big teams at home.
Mm-hmm.
They've played all the big teams at home except from Man United. They lost 3-2 to us, nearly done a comeback. Yeah. They lost 2-1 to Man City. They were 1-0 up, and then within about 20 minutes of the second half, they were losing 2-1. They lost 4-3 to Arsenal, and Arsenal needed a 97th minute Declan Rice goal. Yep, that's one of the goals that I was mentioning with the match winners. Not a Kai Havertz one, the Declan Rice one. Drew 1-0 with Liverpool, who again needed a last-minute goal to get a point from Luis Diaz, and lost 1-0 to Tottenham. So you can see, against all the big teams, they've only lost by 1 goal, or they've drawn in the game against Liverpool, right?
Right.
But Liverpool needed a last-minute goal to save them a point. And Man City not Man City, and Arsenal needed a last-minute goal to secure the 3 points. So realistically, they could have had 4 points against the Big Six. If it wasn't for those late goals, they would have had 4 points against the Big Six. That shows you how well they've done at home, that 2 of the Big Six teams out of the 5 that have played them at Kenilworth Road have needed last-minute goals to get something from the game. Man United, they only lost 1-0 at Old Trafford, done better than what our players did. So if they can pull off something similar at Kenilworth Road and then they beat the teams around them, there's no reason they can't survive.
That's right.
So long as you pick up your home games, you're pretty safe, to be honest.
I do agree with you. Mr. Ryan, guys, if you're still there, do not forget the team of Blueclouds Media have put couple award ceremony together. I've already have one out there. I've done one already, and very, very soon it will be uploaded. So guys, if you are there, keep your eyes on it. A video will be out very, very soon regarding one of the awards. And the awards, category I think has 2 different categories, and you're gonna find the best player, worst players, and surprising players over there. We have 3 of them that will be coming your way. The team for Blueclouds Media put those awards together. So whatever, if you watch the video, whatever your thoughts are, do not forget to drop it in the comment section below. Also, we have put the link in there. We have just 4 minutes to go. We'll be closing, or we'll be ending the stream exactly in 4 minutes time. And I want to keep my words in 4 minutes time. So if you have time, you want to discuss the game that took place on Saturday, any of the teams, if you're watching us live, you want to discuss any of these teams, we got Manchester United problems or Arsenal problems, or maybe Tottenham Hotspurs. What's up, May? We are back here. We are who we are. Mr. Angie Postecoglou and his Human Song. If you have anything you want to discuss regarding these teams, feel free, jump on and let us go. Mr. Ryan, do you have anything you want to touch on regarding transfer news or any of the news that you want to share with us? You're always welcome to do that, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm happy to speak briefly about tonight's game, Liverpool-Newcastle. Newcastle, we know, injury stricken. They have a lot of injuries. They have something like 13 or 14 players are out. Obviously there's Tonali, Manquillo, Nick Pope, that guy Matt Target. They have a long list of players, Joe Willock, that are out. So I think Liverpool stand a good chance of winning this one. And then you add to that the fact that Newcastle have a terrible record at Anfield. They haven't won at Anfield since 1994, which is
you're talking about over 30 years.
Crazy, yeah. When you think about it, in the Premier League, I mean, I think they've won maybe in cup competitions.
Okay,
Anfield, but in the Premier League, yeah, not since '94. So yeah, it's definitely a game that I'm confident that we're going to win. It's Salah's last game before he departs for AFCON.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit frustrating. I was hoping that he could play the FA Cup game against Arsenal on the 7th and then fly out to AFCON, but it seems that no, this will be his last game. But yeah, it's definitely will be an exciting game, and Newcastle are more under pressure than Liverpool are.
I mean, if you look at the recent meetings and the whole entire meetings between the 2 teams, Liverpool and Newcastle United, it's 57 in all, and 12 have resulted in draw. 34 wins for Liverpool, 12 home wins for Liverpool, 12 away wins for Liverpool, where Newcastle is recording 11 wins in total, and they have 10 home wins and 1 away win. So that's what Newcastle United is registering. Recent meetings, I think 5 of them. I think this one happened in 2023, Saturday 18th of February, where Liverpool won 2-1. And this one also 2022, Wednesday, I think a midweek game, Liverpool won 2-0.
No, that one you're on now is 2023. That one's February. The date's above it. The date's above
okay. Oh, okay. So this game is the one above it. Okay, so I I missed it. Okay.
So the first one is August of 2023.
2023.
So right towards the start of the season. The second one's February 2023.
Steven, do you have are you wearing? You have some binoculars on? Because you're seeing too good over here.
No,
Looking at how this.
I'm used to the Premier League website, innit?
Oh yeah. All right. So the next one is the Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 1 on the Wednesday, 2022. That's when that happened. So yeah, just like Mr. Ryan said, they don't have any good record. They don't have good record playing at Anfield at all. So I see this one going to Liverpool again because Newcastle have been hit badly with lots of injury. I'm not so sure if Alexander Isak is ready. I'm not sure if it's Alexander. Is that Alexander Isak? Is that the name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was right. I think I bloody be right. So yeah, Alexander Isak.
I think he's played the last couple of games, Isak.
Yeah.
But they still have a long list of players out at Newcastle.
Yes, guys, it is a happy new year for each and every one of us on this platform. I want to wish my co-hosts and pundits and punditries and everyone that have been on my platform the whole entire year. I want to thank each and one of you and I wish you all a happy new year. If you guys haven't come on, it may be Blueclouds Media wouldn't have been where they are now, especially my brother Steven. Thank you very much for all you've done over the years. I always say, Leo Desperados, I would say, hang on to hope. Yes, do not let go. Do not let go. If you're pulling something and it's not coming, it means that someone is holding it. Keep on pulling it. Keep on pulling. Don't let it go. Keep pulling what you are pulling. Someone is holding on to it, and definitely when the time comes, it will be released. It will become yours. So, Mr. Ryan, and do you have anything you want to say else? Before we bring this stream to an end. Stephen G.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to say?
Just the usual.
Yeah.
All right. Subscribe if you're new. Double check that you are subscribed because YouTube can be a bit funny and randomly unsubscribe people. If you're on X or Facebook, come over to the YouTube platform and subscribe there as well. And then if you're on YouTube and you don't follow on socials, then please follow the other socials as well, which is just Blueclouds Media, same as the YouTube. So yeah, that's all I've asked. It very much does help out the channel. Yeah, I think Mr. Ryan is a bit busy right now, but we'll catch you right up later in the Discord section. So, guys, as my brother Steven said, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, and if your other platform like X and you feel comfortable being on YouTube, do me a favor, look for Blueclouds Media on YouTube, subscribe to the platform, keep a bell notification icon at all time so you wouldn't miss a thing from the channel when we upload in the video. Yes, check our YouTube shorts. Check our shorts. We got some funny stuff out there that you will be happy to. I mean, you wouldn't be regret you did or you did watch those videos. So subscribe to the platform, like I always say, and we'll catch you guys up again tomorrow. We'll be up with another transfer news. Today was a review, but we'll be back again with another Chelsea transfer news. The list keep coming. I know. Tolibi or Todibo or whatever his name is has been heavily linked. Another center back that Chelsea are looking for. He's a center back, right? Who?
Todibi or Todibo, whatever.
Jean-Claude Todibo, yeah, he's a center back.
Center back. So yeah, another player that Chelsea is looking into. We will review more about him and look into him tomorrow's stream. I love you guys all. Enjoy your wonderful new year, and we'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Leo Desperados, Steven.
Hang on to hope.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.